Welcome to Screen Recaps, and today we are going to recapping the movie Moon Man. A massive asteroid pie is set to crash into Earth in 8 years, threatening humanity. In response, the UN allows China to lead Project UNMS, building a moon base and a super weapon, the Cosmic Striking Hammers, to destroy the asteroid and use the moon's orbit to shield Earth from debris. UA, eager to go to the moon, applies but is offered a maintenance role instead of engineering. Desperate, he accepts and joins the crew. After 8 years, they successfully launch the weapon. While the team celebrates, Yue is fixated on Langsing, the base commander he secretly admires. One day, Yue, wearing headphones, misses the evacuation order after a solar storm causes debris to head toward the base, set to destroy it in 27 minutes. He only realizes the danger when he looks out the window, too late to join the evacuation. Yue races to the last rocket as debris from the asteroid approaches the moon, but the interference blocks his radio communication. Desperate, he attempts to jump a crater but falls in. As he climbs out, Langsing launches the last rocket, leaving him stranded. Debris begins crashing onto the moon, and Yue dodges falling rocks and collapsing buildings, but is knocked down twice. When he regains consciousness, he watches helplessly as a massive fragment crashes into Earth, causing a devastating explosion. Their 8 years of work are destroyed, and Yue realizes he's alone. For 6 days he tries to contact Earth with no response, finally accepting he's the last human alive. Descending into despair, Yue holds a mock funeral for humanity. With enough food to last a lifetime, he decides to indulge his desires. He obsessively tries to access Langsing's room, eventually blowing it open. He dons her uniform, sets up a romantic dinner, and confesses his feelings to a figure he's created of her, unaware that someone is watching him. It turns out there are survivors on Earth, and now Langsing is embarrassed in front of her colleagues. Survivors on Earth manage to connect to the lunar base, but with only video access since the radio is broken. Due to Earth's resource shortages, fixing communications will take 2 years, with rescue even further off. The UNMS chairman seizes this as a chance to inspire hope, as Earth's plates have fractured from the asteroid impact, causing tsunamis and volcanic ash. Bunkers are filled with people struggling to keep plants alive, while disease and depression spread. The chairman plans to livestream Yue's life on the moon, dubbing his voice with a heroic tone. Langsing announces the stream, but some skeptics disappear. Meanwhile, Yue, sinking into depression, decides to end his life. On his way to get medication, he finds an open food package. Entering the warehouse, he spots what he thinks is a woman but discovers it's a kangaroo left behind by the research team. As Langsing begins the livestream, survivors on Earth see the kangaroo, Kong, on screen. The voice actor mistakenly yells, "What a fantastic day," making it seem like the kangaroo spoke. On the moon, Yue learns Kong is aggressive and raiding the pantry. Armed with a shovel, he tries to get medicine but is overpowered by Kong. Yue then disguises himself as a female kangaroo to distract Kong, but the plan fails, and he gets thrown out of the warehouse. Kong roams the base, and Yue returns with a 3D printed Gatling gun, firing plastic balls in a chaotic chase. They end up fighting and collapse together. Yue hears static on the radio, mistaking it for signs of life on Earth, unaware it's caused by Kong. The two agree on a truce, though Kong punches Yue for good measure. Over 200 days have passed, and Yue continuously broadcasts a message to contact Earth. He and Kong have settled into a routine, with Yue calling them a family. Realizing Earth isn't coming for them, Yue decides to modify an old Apollo 18 spacecraft to fly home. While the UNMS discusses how they might assist, Yue and Kong retrieve the Apollo. Yue confirms it will work after repairs, which Earth watches with interest. Learning Yue is actually an engineer. Yue soon discovers the Apollo can only carry 22 pounds, far too little for Kong. Feeling desperate, he tries to abandon Kong, but the kangaroo quickly returns. Determined, Yue researches a more powerful propulsion system and discovers a prototype superweapon at a distant base. He and Kong embark on a long journey to retrieve it, driving only during the day to avoid running out of solar power. The trip, expected to take weeks, pushes their mental health to the brink. After numerous challenges, they finally arrive at the old base and carefully recover the warhead. Kong starts pressing a button, alarming Yue, but it turns out to be just the inspection program. Furious, Yue locks Kong in the trunk to avoid trouble and drives back to the base, listening to music. Unbeknownst to him, the trunk separates from the car. After driving miles, Yue realizes Kong is missing. Although initially driving away, guilt consumes him, and he returns to rescue Kong. Everyone on Earth celebrates, and Kong happily licks Yue in gratitude. Meanwhile, the UNMS tries to contact an old lunar dog left behind on another mission, hoping it can assist Yue. Yue and Kong push forward, racing against the setting sunlight. After staying awake for over 50 hours, their car's battery dies just 35 miles from the base. Ready to give up, Yue has a sudden idea. Using the car door, he creates a sled and attaches it to Kong, luring him with light to pull them forward. They narrowly jump across a chasm using gas tanks for propulsion. The world rejoices as hope for survival grows, and the UNMS speeds up repairs, now only 3 months away from restoring communication with the lunar base. After 516 days, Yue is still struggling with outdated Apollo technology, but finally hears static on the radio. His hope quickly turns to despair when he discovers Kong has been tampering with the cables. Realizing his efforts have been in vain, Yue collapses into depression, yelling at Kong before succumbing to sadness. On Earth, the UNMS is a month away from restoring communication. Langsing reaches out to survivors in bunkers, urging them to shine flashlights toward the moon to show Yue he's not alone. As humanity's lights beam up, Yue is overwhelmed by the sight, falling to his knees in tears. By day 613, communication is restored. Yue sees human faces again and begins working with the UNMS team to integrate old and new technology. He grows closer to Langsing, who reveals that Yue's smile at the interview had made her change her mind about hiring him. She confesses that she saw him during evacuation, but left to save others. As they reconnect, something ominous approaches Earth from space. The next day, Yue and Kong finally board the Apollo and leave the moon. Despite initial turbulence, they reach orbit, and Earth celebrates their departure. As they approach the lunar station, Earth receives dire news. A massive fragment of the asteroid, named Pi Plus, has been pushed toward Earth and threatens to annihilate what's left of humanity. The UNMS team realizes that Yue is their only hope. He must pilot the warhead to intercept Pi Plus, with a high chance of dying in the process. Langsing volunteers to speak with Yue, live streaming the conversation. Yue, having overheard their plan, accepts the mission to protect Langsing and humanity. He bids an emotional farewell to Kong, sending him back to Earth in an escape pod. Yue sets off in the Apollo but encounters a field of meteorites. The ship is hit, causing it to spin uncontrollably due to a broken thruster. As Yue struggles, Langsing suggests opening the door to use depressurization to stabilize the spin. The door is jammed, but Yue perseveres, kicking it open. The Apollo stops as its engine drifts away, leaving Yue without power. He must move the warhead manually. Before leaving, Yue tells Langsing he doesn't blame her for abandoning him and asks her to live stream his final moments. Yue exits the ship, prepares the warhead, and delivers a heartfelt farewell speech to humanity. As Kong's pod lands safely in the ocean, Yue guides the warhead with his jetpack, singing his final song. The pressure from the asteroid destroys his suit, but Yue persists. Once close enough, he asks Langsing to activate the explosive. The asteroid is obliterated in a massive explosion. Survivors emerge from their bunkers to witness the meteor shower, a symbol of their survival and Yue's sacrifice. Over 10 years later, Earth is being rebuilt and is starting to flourish again. The chairman has retired, and Kong has a statue and lives in a reserve with other kangaroos. Langsing flies to the moon with a new crew to clean up the old base, imagining Yue beside her as she watches Pi Plus's remnants forming a ring around Earth.
I thought I was done.